I am here at Munich Legends, and the aim of today's video is to get Colin, my wonderful E36 M3, completely checked over. James over there, who is a BMW technician, aka Grease Monkey, hello, nice to meet you, is going to be doing a proper inspection. Tell me, what are the things you're going to be doing first?
We're going to go over the interior and all the electrics first, make sure everything's tip-top and working as it should, and then we're going to move on, get it up in the air and have a look under the underside.
Amazing. Now I know there are a few things that are wrong with the car already, but I'll discuss those with you later. Hopefully you're not going to tell me that this car is a 328 i Sport, because I paid quite a lot of money, but there's only one way to find out.
I'll try not to ruin your day.
That's very nice of you, thank you. Let's do this. Take a seat in, Colin.
Okay.
What are your first thoughts?
It looks good for the mileage.
Yeah,
it's obviously been looked after now.
Yeah, it's about 130k miles.
Yeah.
I think it's 5 owners.
Washer jets need a bit of alignment. They're a bit all over the place. You can check the horn. So obviously you've only got the high tone horn working there. So side lights.
Yep.
Dips, maidens, fogs.
Fogs at the bottom?
Yep.
No.
Okay.
Oh no.
Sides and number plate lights.
Both working?
Okay. Fog light, brakes.
Brake, yep.
And reverse.
Yep. So front fogs are the only thing not working at the moment.
E36s suffer quite a lot from window regulators going wrong.
I know the rears aren't working at all.
Okay. All the displays are good. We've got a sunroof. That seems to work good. Yeah, looking pretty good so far.
Okay.
And as I said, it's in good nick for the age and the mileage. So
awesome. Belt's a bit floppy, isn't it?
They're a little bit slow to return. Bit of silicon-based stuff on the seat belt. Like furniture polish or something works really well.
Oh,
and
nice.
then just pull the seat belt all the way,
Yep.
give it a good wipe all along with that, and it'll just straight back in.
That's a really, really good seatbelt hack right there. If you've got floppy seatbelts and they're not going back up, furniture polish, give it a yank, and then hopefully that'll alleviate the problem.
With the interior checked and given a thumbs up, James pulled out his pen and paper to write down any issues that Colin might have. I mean, come on, what's the worst that can happen?
And there's a little bit, a sign of...
Don't say rust, don't say rust.
Not rust, but the precursor to rust, which is water ingress.
Oh yeah. Oh no, what's that?
Oh dear, yeah, there you go.
Oh no.
So yeah, that's where the boot seal's not been fitting properly. And then...
oh no. If there's one thing I don't like, James, it's rust.
Yeah.
Because I've had a couple of little issues with my MX-5.
Yeah.
Rust on my second car. Hopefully it's only a little spot. Oh no. There's more rust.
Oh dear, no. Yeah, that's a bit worse than the other side, isn't it? It's a little bit awkward to repair. I mean, that would actually need repairing, remetalling there, because obviously that's where the boot seal seals, and we've obviously found the cause of the water ingress.
So is it
there.
because of this?
Yeah.
Bastard.
Yeah.
Shall we just cover it up? Let's pretend like it's not there. Just for now.
So the gas struts are getting a bit weak, and you've got a little bit of water ingress into the rear lights.
After James is done prodding Colin's rear end, it's time to lift the bonnet for a thorough engine inspection.
So here it is. Ah, that's really hot. 3.2 litre Evo engine, obviously. 321 horsepower, am I right in 321 horsepower?
Yeah, got a bit of an oil leak down here.
Oh no.
Around the oil filter housing there.
Yeah.
You see where it's wet down there.
Yeah.
Either a bit of a sweat that's run down from the O-ring there, or maybe from the oil filter housing itself. And while we're here, just have a quick look under, this is the Vanos unit, which adjusts the variable valve timing. Just have a quick look with a mirror underneath here, because that's a prime spot for oil leaks.
Okay.
It's got a little bit from the rocker cover, which is pretty normal.
Okay, so engine checked. Well, basic check. You're fairly happy now. We've got to get the car in the air, right?
Yeah, have a better look. Before we go up too high, now's a good time to check play in wheels and any leaks or anything like that. You mentioned you had a bit of a knock from the near side front.
Yeah.
And we can sort of often tell that. Give it a bit of check side to side. Again, that's got a little bit of free play side to side.
Yeah. Is that bearings?
Could be. It's probably more likely to be a bit of play in the steering rack or track rod arm or a ball joint or something like that.
Okay.
Same at the rear.
When you turn the rear, you can kind of hear it.
Yeah.
Kind of ticks.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a heat shield or...
Yeah, it's probably just a well, this disc back plate is like catching slightly on the disc.
Yeah.
You mentioned the handbrake wasn't working.
Yeah,
didn't you?
handbrake's buggered.
Okay, well it could well be that the pins for the handbrake shoes have come loose or something similar, or corroded, and the handbrake shoes are just catching on the inside of the disc.
Yeah. This is the side that I'm quite worried about.
Yep. Okay.
That's quite floppy.
There's a little bit of, although it moves quite a lot. You're just
Yeah.
looking for the actual free play, which is that there. It doesn't feel too horrendous. And all I'm looking for here is excessive movement in any of these ball joints. And I can tell that most of it seems to be coming from the steering rack itself. Just a little bit of play in there and possibly in the track rod knuckles in here. But it's very minimal. So I don't think that's going to be the cause of your noise. But
What's this here? I see. Look at that.
That'll be your noise.
This is my noise. Wow. So this is my anti-roll bar, and it's not being held in place by anything whatsoever.
And obviously you can see all around the aircon pump and down the engine here, oil leaks that have been building up over time. The majority of the oil is probably from the sump gasket by the looks of it, and the rocker cover gasket.
Yeah.
And then you've got a bit of a leak up here, potentially from the aircon system. And you've got things like that oil cooler there, which is showing a little bit battered and bruised. See the sort of fins are starting to rot out a little bit on it.
Yeah. So this, interestingly, this car passed its MOT in December with 0 advisories.
Okay, despite the fact that the handbrake's not working.
The handbrake's not working.
Okay.
The anti-roll bar isn't attached.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's bit warning signs.
Definite
right?
alarm bells.
Yeah.
What we call a postal MOT, I think.
Yeah.
Move on to the brakes. Have a quick look at the pads and the discs. So lots of meat on the pads. And discs are a little bit worn. They've got a little bit of a lip on them here. This plate isn't standard.
Oh, is it not?
No.
Ah.
You might have to check. It might be off. Sometimes you can get off the, say, like a South African model or something. They sell a plate to protect it because they tend to have different conditioned roads and things like that. Bit of play in the steering linkage there. Oh yeah. See that free movement? That gives you just a bit of vagueness through the steering. We can see here that it's had some body work. It looks like perhaps someone's jacked it up or put axle stands on this area. You see there's a bit dented in. There's been some sort of chip away of the factory sealant, bit of corrosion here. The other side it's been touched in or siliconed over, and there's still evidence of the rust underneath.
Yeah, I know about having rust hidden.
This is not a good sign.
Oh no.
And that's the interior of the vehicle.
More rust. Oh,
so
this makes me really sad. I'm going to get rid of it.
I'd leave if I were you.
No.
I was just going to make a bigger hole.
Colin's got rust.
So you've got there straight into the footwell.
Oh, and there's some wires right there.
Yeah.
So this is carpet, right?
Yeah.
So this could be quite a large area of rust.
Yeah, and obviously that one's a bit
ugly
as well.
I reckon I could punch through there.
Probably.
I should probably not do that.
I
though.
wouldn't advise it.
Okay,
no.
let's not do that. So you're writing more and more things, and I'm getting more and more concerned. So it looks good from the outside. You were happy with it. Now, what are your thoughts having it jacked up?
Now that we're underneath, then it's starting to look a lot more worrying.
No, I'm happy not to look into any more. Should we just call it a day? I think we've filmed enough now.
Again, you've got more sort of corrosion up there. It's not quite as deep rooted as at the front, but this is quite a structural area.
Yeah.
It's where the trailing arm bolts up into the car.
You're like Poirot, aren't you? You're the Poirot of the BMW car world. Yes, I see there are some problems here.
This is a little bit concerning here. This arm controls or it helps to sort of control the camber. Here it's had a knock to the cover. It could just be superficial damage to the cover, or it could be that that might have transferred up into that arm. This rear spring doesn't look right.
Oh yeah.
It's sat out like that, and then if we have a look at the spring pad underneath, this circular bit there should be sat nicely in here. Yeah.
So the spring's not seated properly.
Spring's not seated properly. We see another ceiling cap that's perished and broken there. I can see your spare tyre through there. That's another bit corrosion. Who knows what's going on underneath there.
James then updates his list before giving Colin a Vanos check.
So now we're just going to check in to the ECU and see if there's any faults. So we've got a little while to go just in case, just until it's up to temperature.
Yep.
So we can just rev it up a little bit. It sounds good on first impressions though.
Yeah.
There's none of the telltale growl from the Vanos, which is quite a common sign of problems.
Let's hope for him, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so although we've got a fault stored, it's nothing to do with the Vanos.
Yep.
So it shouldn't affect our test in any way. Our values are quite comparable. They're within spec.
So within 5 whole units is the tolerance.
Yeah.
So that's really good then.
So that's spot on so far. We're going to move on to the exhaust. And here we go. On the exhaust side, nominal position 345, and we've got 37.
Oh, okay, so that's not so good.
No. So that may be causing you some rough running slightly sometimes, and it might be causing you a slight loss of power in certain situations. No. Quite a lot of cars will fail a Vanos test.
Oh, really?
Doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to drive properly, or it's a very precise test, and obviously you've seen the tolerance is not a lot.
What's next?
Next, a road test, I think.
Oh, look at the way it's just turning, it's majestic. Good.
That all feels as it should.
Yeah.
Seems to pull nice and strongly.
Yeah, good.
Steering feels a little bit sloppy as we sort of felt that play in that joint and the track rods, everything like that, but that's to be expected at 130,000.
Yeah. So in terms of driveline, apart from the Vanos issue, you'd say it's in fairly good condition?
It seems to feel pretty good, yeah.
Okay, it's decent. Well, this has been fun.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it.
Good.
There were a few more issues than I was expecting.
We found a few surprises.
Right, so James from Munich Legends has had a look over Colin, a good 2 or 3 hours worth. You know the car inside out, you know its faults. We're friends now. I'll admit we're friends, even though you've given me nothing but bad news today.
I'm afraid so, yeah.
Now the interesting bit, money. So I paid, I'm quite embarrassed to say now, £6,900 for this car.
Okay.
How much would you value it at, and how much would you pay for this car right now?
£4,000 to £5,000
for this car?
Something like that. Going on the mileage, the condition, if you knew what you knew now.
Yeah. Colin will be fixed, and you will be seeing more of Colin. Okay. Colin.
A few weeks later, Munich Legends sent me a full breakdown list of Colin's issues. It read: clutch pedal pivot worn, rear electric windows not working, front fog light switch not working, outer door handles catching on surrounds, washer jets not aligned correctly, low tone horn not working, weak boot gas struts, moisture in rear lights, water ingress into boot due to panel corrosion around boot seal, handbrake not working, engine oil leaks from sump rocker cover gaskets and possible head gasket. Near side front roll bar bracket broken and bush missing, metal fuel pipes corroded, exhaust heat shields loose and corroded, diff input and output seals leaking slightly, both rear springs seated incorrectly, front wishbone rear bushes perished, rear subframe bushes perished, front back plates corroded, engine block valve leaking, offside rear wheel arch rubbing on tyre, middle exhaust rubber missing, play and steering coupling rubber, corrosion around trailing arm mount and spare wheel well, Vanos test fails on exhaust side, ceiling cap under spare tyre perished. Heavy corrosion evident around front jacking points, sills and under floors. And the total cost for all of these repairs? Because I can't bring myself to say it in English, German will have to do. 3.500 Pfund. Ach du Scheiße.
Hi guys, I'm Shmee, and Car Throttle have just launched their new Android app. You can head over now, follow me, Shmee150, and keep up with all of my latest supercar adventures around the world. So head on over, download the app, and follow Shmee150. I'll catch you soon. Cheers.